Typically, when I come on YouTube, I try to look presentable, which doesn't always mean I wear makeup, but I always try to look presentable. Sometimes I come exactly as I am, which is pretty basic, but for the most part, I try to look put together. Well, in today's video, I wasn't put together because, in fact, this was not planned. I wasn't going to upload this, but I don't know, I might delete it later. Let me know what you think in the comments. So I don't know what the moral of the story is, but I'm just going to share with you. I just had a pretty exciting evening, at least for me, okay? I was busy cleaning. See, I got my broom. I'm looking very raggedy. I just want you to see. Let me turn the camera so you can see how raggedy I was looking, or have been looking all day, okay? I'm feeling very grateful. So let me tell you what happened. So I was busy cleaning. I was happy. This was about an hour ago. I was happy. I was cleaning. I decided to take my cushions outside. I live here in North Carolina and it's pretty warm. And I decided to take out my cushions to fluff them out and also just to put them on the bench so I could sweep the floor. So I was cleaning the kitchen and sweeping, right? So I go out through my back door, which maybe I'll even show you. Let me turn the camera around so you can see what the back door looks like. You've probably seen this if you've been following me on social media. You see that back door straight ahead, right? So there's glass windows on each side, back doors, got 2 locks. So anyway, I walk out through the door. I'm looking raggedy. I literally just put on some sweat shorts. Like normally when I'm in the house by myself, I am not even wearing shorts, just a t-shirt. So I had a scarf on my head and I went outside, put that stuff, turned around and realized, oh my God, I've locked myself out. I have locked myself out. This is a heavy door. It doesn't look like it, but it's a heavy door. So I immediately feel my heart beating fast because my husband isn't home, my keys, my wallet, everything is in the house. We have a lot of windows and doors. And so I go to the front. Of course, I know it's locked, but I check, it's locked. I go to the side door thinking, well, maybe I can push it in. It's double locked. So I really realize I am stuck out here. It's about 7:30 p.m. It's about to get dark. The freaking mosquitoes are out here and I can't get back in my house. So the problem is too, I don't know any of the neighbors. We've been living here for 2 years and I've never really said hello to any of the neighbors. You know, you wave, but that's about it. We didn't know the neighbors, or I don't know the neighbors. We have neighbors in front of us, on the side of us. So I walk across to one of the neighbors' house. I ring the doorbell. They have the ring and I'm like really conscious that I look super bummy. I mean, this is not how I dress. And I was feeling so embarrassed. Like, how do I go to somebody's house looking like this? Of course, they're not going to want to open the door. I live in a decent neighborhood. I'm probably the only Black girl on this block, okay? There are a lot of immigrants here, but none of them are Black. Bottom line is I'm thinking if I showed up at the door looking the way I'm looking, I probably wouldn't want to open the door either. So I ring the doorbell, nobody answers. So I walk across to the next house and eventually a lady comes to the door and I recognize her accent as Russian. Because I've also seen them, from a distance. Her husband is usually outside and they have a strong Russian accent. So, she looks kind of like, what do you want kind of look? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Could I use the phone to call my husband because I've locked myself out? So the lady was like, oh, well, you know what? I sometimes know how to open locks. So maybe I can come try opening the door for you. So I was like, hey, sure. So she's like, let me go get a card, I guess like a credit card, and I'll try to swivel, and see if I can open the door for you. So I was just so happy to have someone come and try to help me. But honey, we tried every door, it wouldn't open because I have double locks and they were all locked. It would not open. So Anyway, short story, just as we were thinking of giving up, and I think she kind of was like, because by this time it's now dark, and she's like, I feel bad, you know, you're gonna have to stand out here with the mosquitoes. And I was like, damn, this woman is really not gonna let me in her house. Well, she doesn't know me and I don't really know her. And I'm thinking she's probably like, I don't know who I'm helping, but whatever. Anyway, so she suggests one of the other windows. We have another window by the back of the couch. And I was like, well, I've never opened that window. I don't even know if it opens. And she was like, okay, well, let's try. This is the last, thing we can try. And lo and behold, I was like, please, God, please, God. I was like, please, God, let this be the window to open. And sure enough, the lock was open and we managed to slide it up. But first you have to remove the mosquito mesh. I got in the house. Well, first I gave her a big hug. Like I gave her such a big hug. I was like, thank you, thank you. And then I got in the house and she was talking to me about how the houses are similar, but how she's done construction on hers. And so I thought that maybe she would be curious to see my house. And I was so happy that she'd help me. I said, hey, you want to come in? So she said, no, I don't have to come in. But she came in and she looked around, really nice woman. And anyway, we got to talking. And I think that helped her relax too, because then she realized, yeah, I really do live here and I'm a really normal person. And I don't normally look this way, but whatever. Anyway, she seemed relaxed enough and then she invited me to her house. And so we got to talking. Her house is really nice. They've renovated it. And we got to talking and I was telling her we were renters or we are renters. And for me, I basically, part of the reason I have never said really hello or gone to meet people is the fact that as renters, I always felt like I didn't want to be emotionally connected or committed. So we just mind our business and, we're so busy. And she understood, my husband's in law school and he works full time. We have children in college. So when she was like, she never sees us. I said, yeah, it's because they're in college. And whenever we go out, it's either we're taking them to school or coming back or doing an errand. And then we go in the house and we mind our business. But we really don't know anyone. And, so anyway, we got to talking and she said, like in her culture, because she was Russian and she was from some small village in Russia, she was saying, everybody knows everyone. And I said, yeah, I mean, where I was raised too, that is the case. I'm half African and it is unfortunate that here we don't know our neighbors. And she said, yeah, it was, because for her, it's just really touching when, as a neighbor, the reason or part of the reason she liked knowing her neighbors was because sometimes your neighbor might be hungry and, we would take them food. And I don't know, that simple thing she said just really hit me because I was just like, I don't know what kind of world we've turned into where, yeah, it's really important to know our neighbors and it's important to help people. And we've all become so scared and so detached. And wow, I wasn't expecting to start crying. I know, I don't know. But anyway, my point is that we've just become so detached from each other and so scared, and the whole pandemic and all the diseases and all our fears, and everyone's so busy with their life that we don't say hello. We don't know who anybody is. And, they're amazing people that live right next door to us and we don't even know them. And, life could have been maybe a lot easier if we did, if we took the time. Of course, it depends on the neighborhood you live in. I'm not suggesting you go knock on the door of your neighbors, you know what your situation is. But anyway, I was just thinking, yeah, I do miss times where kids used to just play outside and you knew your neighbors and, you could ask for favors if you needed to. But we've become, and part of it is not just a society. I know myself as a person, my husband and I were very, very independent people, and we've always sort of did our own thing and took care of ourselves and suffered silently alone. And we never really asked for help. And we're the type that we do help people, but we've never really asked anyone for help, or we don't really, you know, invite people over like that, or at least we don't anymore, not since the whole pandemic. And yeah, it's sad. It's kind of sad. But anyway, that's it. I don't know the point of this video, but that's how I was feeling. Bye.